Kids, if you learn this week's mega lick, you'll help improve your alternate picking, your understanding of chord formations, your understanding of 7 chords, and all the other secrets of the universe. Hey there, lords and lasses, and welcome to this week's installment of Weekend Wankshop. Here's your good buddy, Uncle Ben. A lot of times on this series, I try to come up with licks for you guys to practice that aren't just going to add a new hot lick to your vocabulary, but also learn you a thing or two in the process. This week's lick is kind of a total body workout for any guitar player that'll hopefully improve your alternate picking, your understanding of a scale and scale pattern, and your understanding of how chords get formed from a scale. But before we get all hot and heavy on it, let's hear it again at stepdad speed. Here's a crash course on how to look at how chords are formed inside of a scale. I calls it hopscotch. For this lick, we're going to use a 3-note per string C major scale. Follow me along here, and I'll just name out the frets that I'm going through. Starting on the E string, playing 8, 10, 12. Same thing on the A string, 8, 10, 12. D string is going to go to 9, 10, 12. G string is 9, 10, 12. B string is 10, 12, 13. And the high E string is 10, 12, 13. Although we don't actually get to the high E string. It's still important to know. So in other words, if this is on a scale chart where this is your low E string and this is your high E string, that's what that pattern would look like. Now, maybe a different way to understand how chords get formed from a scale pattern is to look at this like a game of hopscotch. So in other words, each one of these notes in the scale is a root note for a chord in that key. That's a root note for some chord, that's a root note for some chord, that's a root note for some chord, and so on. You can form basic chord triads in any scale by starting off on a note, like let's say this one, and playing hopscotch. What I mean is skip a note, play a note, skip a note, play a note. So what I have right here would be like C, E, and G, which is what forms a C major triad. Again, all I've done here is I've played every other note. Played one, skipped one, played one, skipped one, played one. Now, if I play that game of hopscotch one more time, skip, play, I start to form the next tier of harmony on this thing, which is a major 7 chord in this case. And again, this just came from playing a couple rounds of hopscotch. Play, skip, play, skip, play, skip, play. That gave us the notes C, E, G, and B, which intervallically spell out a C major 7 chord. Now again, this works from any note in the scale. So in other words, like let's say I started off here on the second note, on the D, right? And I played hopscotch there. I'd have this guy, I'd do a skip, I'd play this guy, I'd skip, I'd do that guy. That would form a D minor triad, D, F, A. But again, if I played another game of hopscotch here where I skip and play, that's going to be D, F, A, and C, which spells out a D minor 7 triad. You can use this technique from any note in any scale to figure out what kind of chord could be formed from it. Pretty cool, huh? Basically what we're doing with this week's lick is starting off on a note, playing hopscotch again, playing hopscotch again, and then walking down the rest of the scale. That gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notes. Perfect time to start off on the next note, hopscotch, 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 and walk. Repeat. Let's break down these licks individually. This is all going to be strictly alternate picked using the secret Andy Wood picking pattern of down, up, repeat. So again, envision this scale pattern, and that's really going to help you guide your way through this lick. Start off on the first note of the scale, 8th fret low E string, skip a note, play the 12th E, skip a note, play the 10th A, skip a note, play the 9th D. So now you have, that gave us a major 7 arpeggio. Next, play the 12th A, 10th A, 8th A, 12th E. So we just walk down the scale. Next, we're going to begin on the second note of the scale, the 10th fret on the E string, the D note. We're going to play that, skip, 8th fret A, skip, 12th fret A, skip, 10th fret D. That gives us D, F, A, C, which intervallically is a D minor 7 arpeggio. And then walk down the scale, 9th D, 12th A, 10th A, 8th A. So that section went. Third part here starts off on the 12th fret low E string, the third of the scale. So we're going to play that, skip, 10th A, skip, 9th D, skip, 12th D. So that gives us root, flat third, 5th, flat 7, which is an E minor 7 arpeggio. After this, walk down through the scale. 10th D, 9th D, 12th A, 10th A. So that was. Next, we're going to start off on the 4th note of the scale, the 8th fret on the A string, which is our F note. We're going to play that 8th fret A, skip, 12th fret A, skip, 10th fret D, skip, 9th fret G. So that was 8, 12, 10, 9. That gives us F, A, C, E, which is an F major 7 arpeggio. After that, walk down the scale. So that's going to be 12th D, 10th D, 9th D, 8th A. So that whole 4th section went. Next, you're going to start off from the 5 of the scale, the G note right here, 10th fret on the A string. We're going to play that, skip, 9th fret D, skip, 12th fret D, skip, 10th fret G. That gives us G, B, D, F, which is a G7 triad. Then we're going to walk down the scale there. So we're going to play 9th fret G, 12th D, 10th D, 9th D. That's the 5th section. Next, you get into the 6th section of the lick here, which is the 12th fret A. You're getting the idea here. Skip, 10th fret D, skip, 9th fret G, skip, 12th fret G. That gives us A, C, E, G, which is an A minor 7. After that, we walk down. 10 on the G, 9 on the G, D string here 12, and 10. So that section was. And the last section of the lick here is going to begin on the 7th degree of the scale, which is the 9th fret on the D string, our B note. Okay, we're going to play that note. Skip. So then that's on the 12th fret D, skip, 10th fret G, skip, 10th fret B. That's a weird set of degrees there. That's root, flat 3rd, flat 5th, flat 7. That's the formula for a minor 7 flat 5 chord, also sometimes called a half diminished chord. So anyway, D string 9, 12, G string 10, B string 10. And then our scale walk here. 12 on the G, 10 on the G, 9 on the G, 12 on the D. And then I resolved this by landing on the 10th fret on the D string here, the C note, the root note of the scale, and then played a 12th fret B string with a half step bend, a B going to C. Just like that. That there's a whole lot of notes. Let's check it out again here. Starts with C major 7 and walk. D minor 7 and a walk, E minor 7 and a walk, F major 7, G7, A minor 7, B minor 7 flat 5, and root. And like I mentioned, this lick will be completely alternate picked over here in the picking hand. So this is going to work some of those cross picking chops out where we're alternate picking while going directly down through the strings, which is really about the hardest thing you can do on the guitar other than make a buck. I'll play it kind of slow here so you can see the picking motions I'm having to make to navigate through all that cross picking stuff. Notice the curved pick strokes to get in and out of those strings, right? Because if I just go straight down, then I'd have to jump to get over the next string, and there's no way you can do that efficiently at high speeds. So notice how these cross-picking parts are played with these sort of curved pick strokes like that. Great workout for the picking hand. I recommend trying that hopscotch harmony approach to other scales that you know too, to learn more about that scale and what kind of chords it can generate. So maybe try taking it through something like an A Lydian mode or something like that. See what you come up with. Sounds expensive. So there you go, guys, a sick lick to practice your alternate picking chops and hopefully a little bit more knowledge about the birds and the bees of where chords come from. There's a lot of different ways to understand how chords are formed. That's just one of them. I'm not saying that's the be-all, end-all, this is all you have to know. There's a lot of ways you can look at chord formation stuff, but that's a really easy to see one to see how they fit inside of scale patterns. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BenEllerGuitars. And do me a favor and go like my new Facebook fan page over on facebook.com/Uncle Ben Eller. You can also drop me an email to book some one-on-one Skype lessons with me, BenEllerGuitars@gmail.com. Thank you guys again for watching. Be sure to stay tuned next week for another sick lick. Cheers, you guys.